I've seen champions like yourself. Like you have
Ah,
said it right on the 100 millionaire stage last year. You said this. You said, I get, if something is in my head, I get it out of my head immediately. I process
totally.
it and I get it
Yes.
into somebody else's head almost immediately.
Good morning! This is the Abundance Mindset Podcast. Sit back and relax as we discuss hot topics on how to handle and grow your business, self-development, and how positivity can bring profitability in your life. Here are your hosts, Vinney and Gualter.
Welcome back, Alchemists. This is Abundance Thursdays with myself, Gualter Amarelo, and the great, the remarkable Vinney Chopra. Welcome back, Vinney.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Gualter. It's such a pleasure to be here, brother. We're going to have so much great conversations today. And the topic is amazing, amazing.
So for everybody who has ever wondered, why is success avoiding you? Why is it that you're not seeming to get the results that you want, even though you've done all the things, all the work, you've done the mindset work, you've done the physical work, and yet still things aren't coming in? Let's say the money doesn't come as consistently as you would like, or that it's not as big as you'd like. Today's topic, we're actually going to talk about how to stop that, how to solve that. And the principle is based on this one idea, simple concept that how you do anything is how you do everything. And so, Vinney, where was the first time you heard of this one? How I know you've been in personal development forever. You were a positive public speaker for a long time. So when was the first time you heard this, if you can remember back?
I would say 46 years back, brother, when I came to this country, right about 46 and a half years back, I was given 7 books. I talk about it quite a bit. If anybody would like to kind of, watch that, 7 books were given to me. Dale Carnegie's book, How to Influence, Friends and Influence People, How to Make Friends and Influence People, W.J. Schwartz, Magic of Thinking Big, of course, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, and then we had the Charlie Tremendous Jones, Life is Tremendous, and then, oh my gosh, I'm just thinking it's the greatest salesman in the world. Hold on. Everybody
Augmendino.
needs to, Almendino, we got to be the greatest salespeople in the world. Sales consultant. I don't say salespeople because we have to communicate ideas. So what we need to do, like you just said that phrase, what we do one thing in our
How we do
life,
anything is how you do everything. Sorry.
everything, brother, I know. Because see, it's the mindset. It's actually our habits. Our habits come from the mindset. Our thoughts, our small thoughts and big thoughts make us to believe into what's important right now, and we should take action. And our behavior is dictated by our thoughts.
And
So by having the right principles and right foundations, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry at all. You do one thing, you do everything the same way.
so 46 years ago, you came to this country with $7 in your pocket.
Yes.
You spoke English, but not the way you do today. Obviously, you learned from selling and learning and reading these books. And
Yes.
this how do you do anything is how you do everything, I think, is lost on most people. I think it's just said. Like, is it books with that title? Like, it's just said, and people are like, okay, like, yes, you're right. I did this little thing and it turns into something big. For me, I've seen champions like yourself. Like you have said it right on the 100 millionaire stage last year. You said this. You said, if something is in my head, I get it out of my head immediately. I process
Totally.
it and I get
Yes.
it into somebody else's head almost immediately. It's either done or it's passed to somebody who can get it done. And then all you're doing is following up. That is a principle that has exploded your business, because it's the same in something small. If the bed needs to be made, you just make the bed, right?
That's right.
Somebody asks you to do something, it's just, yep, I'll get it done right now. It goes
Do
into
it now.
massive
Do
things.
it now. Do it now. Do it now. Don't waste. Don't waste time in writing down several places. I'll get around to it, get around to it, get around to it. You know that coin, right? That little coin, get around to it. Throw that away because you need to get it done right now. My wife, for 43 years, Kanchan, she asked me, what's in your mind right now? I said, nothing. Totally nothing. Totally nothing. nothing really stays in my mind. It's just that you believe in what activity you are doing right now, you immerse into it, you take action, get it done, and then move to the next, to the next, to the next. You could do 26 different things in one day if your mind is clear. Mind has to be clear, and you're focused and giving your best in every activity. Like right now, right? I have nothing. I had several meetings this morning before this 9 a.m. show. But guess what? Those are done. Those are put to good use. I mean, a lot of things were happening in from 5:30 this morning to 9 o'clock. How many hours is that? 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours is practically your whole day, right?
Yeah. But the thing is, we need to be doing things with our foundational principles and just trying to get it done right away. See if we put our mind to it, Gualter, and say, you know what, I have only half an hour to do this activity and get the best results, and we mindset to do that, you would be able to do it in 29 minutes, 27 minutes.
One of the things you and I were talking about this morning, actually, it's right in line with that, is how you took the fund, the hospitality fund, right, the $100 million fund, and you have offered to people because you have a reputation of doing things, right? So like that reputation of getting things done, that reputation of being trustworthy with money, I'm sure that doesn't start with $100 million. You know, just come out of the gate and say, yeah, everybody trusts me with $100 million. Like, where was the first time that you borrowed somebody's money? And I don't mean like your first syndication deal. I mean, going way back to maybe you weren't even in America at the time, but when was the first time you borrowed somebody's money and then gave it back to them with either interest or exactly what you committed to doing? Like how long have you been doing this?
Oh my gosh, to be truthful, like syndication world, which I'm in now, I might have gotten a little bit money from when I came to this USA. I came with $7. As you know, I must have borrowed from my uncle. I'm just trying to remember, or aunt, and gave it back or took them out for, different activities and all that. But then when we started buying real estate, I always have believed you got to earn and save, and then you go ahead and then buy more real estate and things like that. I borrowed from the bank when one of my rental properties went way high, 315,000, I think, in Modesto, and we borrowed a line of credit of 285,000, I think, from the bank, right? And then I was able to, but personally, I don't really believe in borrowing money from other people. Just, I don't know, it puts people in a different perspective, right? And then you have to be very careful with that money to pay back with interest and everything. That's exactly what I do now, where I get family, friends, neighbors, money into the deals, but I got to find the right deal. We got to find the right structure where we could value add or buy it with a good business plan so that we could increase the value of that asset, commercial asset. Usually I only buy commercial now. And then that's what the hospitality is now. $100 million fund will buy about $500 million worth of real estate in hospitality and developments and already built hotels, all those name brands only, so that I can protect my investors. Yeah.
I like what you said. You don't like to borrow money. You don't like to borrow money from friends and family. That's not your thing. You don't like to borrow money. The only time you will invest other people's money is when you've got a killer deal. And I also like that you mentioned that you're only doing name brands on the hotels, because obviously that makes the deal better.
Yes.
So you found a way to get better at this niche, because you've always been very good. I mean, the last 16 years you've been doing this, 17 years?
Yes.
You've been very good at finding good deals. You stayed in multifamily for so long. You said, I did single family, but multifamily is better than single family. And then you shifted into residential assisted living. And now you're adding, well, you still have the multifamilies, you still have the residential assisted living, and now you're adding in the hotels, the hospitality. And it's because you've always sought out a great deal. I think that's another thing that you do. How you do anything is how you do everything. Because even you and I, when we talk about the software we use, you're like, hey, by the way, bro, I got this cheaper way of doing it. Same quality, more affordable. Where do you think you got that ability to bargain for a good deal?
I think it's all in my inquisitiveness. I would like everybody to really question what you're doing today, wherever you are, whatever monies you're spending. You want to always be better, get the best value for your money. And that comes with the inquisitive mind and having the principle of asking anything and everything. Don't rationalize. So I never rationalize. I mean, just one contractor just fixed our lamination of one of our rental homes here. We have 2 miles away from where I live. And he gave me a bill of $850, right? Before that, we were talking about 750 and so forth. And he gave me an invoice for 750. I said, you know what, we'll be actually changing that. Carlos, would you go ahead, and do you think you did it everything in one day, brother? You were thinking you would be there 2 days. Could you be okay with 650? Guess what? He says yes.
He came back with a bigger check, a bigger invoice,
Yeah.
and then you got him down to a smaller invoice.
See, never, never, never. People will do business with you when you're good to them and you have win-win-win situations. And that's a real principle of life. So inquisitive and asking for anything, asking for, like I got a great publisher now, C. Mike Lewis, amazing person. Kim Lisa Taylor shared her to me, and then his to me, and then now he's launching my 2 books, and he guarantees they will be #1 seller in Amazon and everything. And I'm so happy because he'll be there at our 100 Millionaires convention at the summit. And I'll be signing the books, and he'll be as a publisher, talking to people and things like that. He's from Florida, from Boca Raton. I think he's going to come all the way up there, and all that. So the key thing is you never want to be status quo, not be inquisitive. Sorry. Just,
Yep.
think about everything you're doing. How can you do better?
So and that's scaled up to saving you millions and millions of dollars on real estate deals, hundreds of millions of dollars on real estate deals. That ability to negotiate with the contractor, that ability to negotiate with a business owner or a project scales all the way up when acquiring assets. So there's one other skill that you have that I think is really impressive. That is a habit that I see at a monster level when you're talking to hedge funds who are looking to invest 5 million, 10 million with you. And even at the 100 Millionaire Summit, where you're talking to people who are in the room who their net worth might be $500,000 or $1 million or $5 million. So they're not going to invest, millions with you. But you have a tendency to make a person feel like they're the only person in the room. When you're talking to a person, you like at the summit, I watched you, 200 people all around you. And whoever was in front of you, you were talking to them. And even at the VIP dinner, it was the same exact thing. There's only like 20 something of us, and every person got a little moment with you, and it was like it was their moment. How do you do that? How do you make sure that the janitor feels the same as the richest guy on the planet?
Thank you so much for giving those good comments. I really believe.
Vinny, I keep an eye on you, brother.
I really believe. Gualter, the thing is, who are we? Who am I? Literally, Vinny is just a humble man. The thing is, with some kind of mentors and teachers and coaches, they taught me. And then the books really made me the person I am today, or podcast and all. I'm just a regular person. It's just that when you have the mental, your principle in life is that you want to respect everybody. You want to bring the energy and joy to everybody that you meet, left, right, below you, above you. I just say that there are only 4 directions, above, sideways, to left and right, your colleagues, your people, your mentors who you're really trying to become, above you, and everybody below you. But you know what? People below you are not by choice. It's just that they just don't know a little bit that I know. That's okay. But we need to have the respect for everybody. And I just love to give the energy and positivity and respect to everybody around me. So it just doesn't matter to me who's talking to me. Really, it does not. And a lot of people have called me and texted me. They say, Vinney, we never thought you will reply to our text. I said, no, who am I not to reply? If you try to reach me and communicate with me and get me, get into my circle for certain reason, if I can add value to you, I'm here for you. So thank you. I know I love every room I go. I just have that passion to meet people, and so that I can leave them in a very positive way. This helps in my business. It helps to portray my brand. It really helps that they could tell other people, hey, Vinney is so approachable, brother. And Vinney just shared with me these things. I just have that feeling that if somebody spends 15 minutes with me, I would like to leave them at a better place.
I like that principle. That's one that I think everybody listening right now should remember is leave them in a better place. That
better
is
place.
So
I mean, they will come, they will flock you, they will stalk you, they will come back and they'll tell 15 other people about you. I'm telling you, you could get so much with honey done than vinegar. If people feel you are vinegar, they feel that you are nasty. You feel that you're not happy person, and you're not really telling the truth, and you're just trying to always try to get some things done by other people. Don't give yourself. Add value to others. Give them more than they expect. They will tell everybody around them how good you are. See, the positivity can flow. Your ideas can flow to millions of people around you without you being there. It's called multiplier effect. And that's what I believe. I believe, for example, I shouldn't be using, but the thing is, fission theory, Fission, I think, in physics, what it is that one atom is able to break up, and then it will emit more energy and everything to the other atoms and so on like that. So I really believe in that principle, that you can multiply yourself by bringing out the best in you in every conversation with a group, with individual, with team of all people, so that you are really standing tall on your principles and giving them the best of the best that they should be able to receive from you.
that was all fire. I took notes. I was writing down. So it's been crazy watching just you explode over the last few years, like how much you've taken on, how much you've done. And seeing you this year, I think is really interesting because you took 2 vacations this year. You've taken almost 2.5 months off this year, where you literally had the
20 more days is coming up, another vacation. Oh my God.
So by the end of this year, you'll have taken like 4 months off. Like, that's ultimately what it's going to look like, right? And the average person has a hard time taking 4 weeks off. What is it that you have done right at a small scale that led to the ability for you to take this much time off and spend time with your family? Like, how is it that that's become a habit for you?
I thank you. Gualter, I think it's all in keeping our priorities right. See, if we are always leading to the north, Stephen Covey writes in the 8th Habit, his book, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, is a wonderful book. Everybody should buy that or listen to it. His another book was 8th Habit, True North. So you got to really see what's important in your life. Work is not always that important. God, family should come right on the top. Then comes work. Your personal well-being and your health should come in the top also. Miracle Morning, all those things. The more you really attract positive people in your life, and you will be getting better and better and better. So by having priorities in my life, I am able to tell my teams of people and different organizations and everybody, my partners, that Vinney's gone these days. Like, I've got now October 10th coming up to 21st, I think. We are going to Sicily and Malta near Italy, back again to Europe, 3rd time in this year to Europe, But the thing is Then we just yesterday we booked the flights and everything to Patagonia for 21 days, going in February, like next year, right? We are going to Rhine cruise, I think, a boat cruise over there in September in Amsterdam, all the way to Paris. So it's good to really, when you're able to afford it, why not live your life to the fullest? I say that don't die with all the money in the bank. Don't. Actually, there was a book somebody shared with me, Die with Zero. I think it's called Die with Zero. It's not that you don't want to die with leaving some heritage to your children and so forth. But the thing is, make the memories with your children now when you're alive.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, there is so much power to that truth right now. See, the thing is, we believe that we need to be working 24 hours a day. That's not true. It's not true at all. We slough off. We don't really spend the time every day, 2-3 hours in concentrating Pareto principle. 80% of the results come with 20% of our time in a day. So why not to just concentrate on that time, meeting with investors and brokers and deals and underwriting and thinking and planning and, visioning. All those times are most important time in the third quarter of Stephen Covey. But then we spend so much time in just the unnecessary things every day, and we think we've had a great day. That's a hoopla. That's a bad thing.
Well, that's literally the best thing for us to end it on. We've got a limited amount of life, each one of us. And Vinney and I, we do this show. We do it for about 25-30 minutes each Thursday at 9 a.m. PST, at 12 p.m. EST. And I want to recap what Vinney went over today. The principle itself was how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you do something at a small level, you'll probably do it in big things as well. If you are not good with money when you have $1, well, don't expect to be good with money when you have $1 million, or in Vinney's case, billions of dollars. He talked about 5 main examples, and he gave us some principles. And one of them was do it now. If you do it now on small stuff, then the universe will trust you with big things. And if you take action on big things in the moment, tied in with being present, you'll have results. And then the other one that he said I thought was really impressive, I had to write it down, was don't borrow other people's money, invest other people's money. And that tied right into the next thing you gave us, Vinney, which was get a deal. Make sure everything you're doing is a deal. Be getting deals at small levels, be getting deals at big levels. This way, if you're looking for that deal that has $10 million of equity in it, well, look for the deal that has $10 of equity in it. Look for the deal that is just, you got to start at all times looking for the deal, and give more to them. So this was another principle that's led right afterwards. Is it anytime you meet somebody, you're very present. You give as much. You want them to leave better than you met them. And then the 5th one was prioritizing. In order to be successful in life, you have to prioritize your North Star, those top things that you mentioned from Stephen Covey, was prioritizing your family, your health, your well-being, so that you can prioritize everybody else in your life. So for those of you who are listening, Vinney does this out of the kindness of his heart. He does this every Thursday with us. This is called Abundance Thursdays. He wrote the book, Positivity Brings Profitability. Maybe getting a new title. I know the book is being relaunched again. We'll see it at the summit. He also wrote the book, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. And there's a new book coming out. Before we jump off, Vinney, what is the new book?
This is called Senior Living Investing Made Easy. Oh my gosh, 440 pages. My publisher called me. She says, Vinney, did you know you put so many words into action? I can't believe it. It's going to be a top seller. I know for sure. I hope I can bring knowledge to lots and lots of people in USA and around the world, because silver tsunami is going through, and it's going to be here for 30 to 40 years. So Senior Living Investing Made Easy.
This is Abundance Thursdays with myself, Gualter Amarelo, and the great, recognizable Vinney Smile Chopra. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Hey there! The upcoming episode is scheduled for Thursday. We appreciate your viewership of the Abundance Mindset Show. Tune in every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 12 p.m. Eastern on various social media platforms hosted by Vinney Chopra and Gualter Amarelo. Don't forget to subscribe, share your comments, and leave a 5-star review. Thank you for your support.